Hi and welcome to the Photography Accelerator Workshop. My name's Luke and today we're right in the heart of London. We're right next to Oxford Street and Regent Street where the two cross sections meet, and today we're going to do some street photography. I love shooting here, it's intense, there's loads of people, interesting people, lots of things are happening all the time, so it's a really good place to shoot. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back up here, just where that cross section there, where everyone waits for the traffic, and we're going to start taking some shots and we'll see how we get on. So when it comes to street photography, I find there's two distinct techniques that work really well. So the first technique is called the hunter, and that's when you kind of go out looking for your shot. I guess it's a bit like hunting and gathering, you know, you're going out looking for your prey. Well, this time our prey are interesting or unusual events that happen on the streets of London. So what we're going to do is we can go out and hunt for them. But today I'm going to have a slightly different technique, and that is I'm going to be a watcher or a waiter. I actually just wait for things to happen. And that's really good. You need patience for that, and this is something that I struggle as a photographer. I'm not a very patient person, so for me this sort of waiting technique I find harder than the hunting technique. But the waiting technique works really well, especially when it's got a really congested area where lots of people come and go, and you just wait for the right people to come into your frame and into your shot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up there and I'm going to wait for the perfect setup, and hopefully that comes and we'll see if we get some good shots. So the first thing I'm going to do before I start shooting is get my camera set up so I know that I've got the best chance of getting a perfect exposure. So what I like doing when I do street photography is I like having high apertures and fast shutter speeds. The downside to that, it means I have to have a high ISO as well. So what I'm going to try and do now is set my camera up to aperture f14. That means I get maximum depth of field. I'm also going to put it to shutter speed 2/50th of a second. It means I can capture the shot nice and sharp. So if there's any movement in the shot, I can get that nice and sharp, and I don't have to be so precise, because remember I'm capturing the action and trying to read the action rather than trying to set up the shot. Now because I've got a high shutter speed and high aperture, probably means I'm going to have a high ISO. So my caveat, because I'm shooting on my Leica M9 today, is I can't really go much above ISO 800. The reason being is the capability of that camera is limited greatly if I go much above that. So ISO 800 is the highest I can go, and if it's still underexposed, then I might have to adjust one of the other settings, usually aperture a little bit, to bring that down to get the perfect exposure. So there you have it, those are my go-to setup for street photography. I'm going to set it up on my camera now and I'm going to start taking some shots. And I think one of the biggest problems for street photography is fear. It's the fear of taking photos of strangers, and that's the one thing that a lot of people have to overcome. And it's obviously something that, as a photographer myself, I have to overcome as well. There's something really powerful that when you take a photo of someone within like a 1.5 meter radius from you, and realise that nothing bad happened. When you've taken that shot and you realise that nothing's bad's happening, then it gives you so much more confidence to take other shots as well in close proximity. Now because I'm shooting in a manual camera, a manual setup with a manual focus, I have to worry about getting my perfect focus setup as well, and that just adds another element to it. So what I find is I have to hold my camera longer onto people and focus manually and then take the shot. But once you take that shot and realise nothing bad's happening to you, then it makes photography so much easier and so much more enjoyable as well. So that's a really top tip. But as with everything, always take it with a pinch of salt. You are photographing strangers. Some people might not like it, but on the whole, people don't really mind. People are really busy, and especially in London when people got things to do, they just don't really care. Anyway, give it a go. What I'm going to do now is I might go to another location on Oxford Street and see if I can get some more shots. Walked further down now, and what I really like is this white background here. It's nearly like a plain blank canvas. So, and because I'm on a really busy street, it's like a walkway, and so I'm just waiting here to get the right people and the right subject to come into the frame and hopefully take some really good shots. Now this is the problem with street photography, is a lot of it is left out of your control. You're just there capturing what comes to your way, and you just try and do the best you can to get the shots that you can. So hopefully we can get some really interesting shots here, we'll find some interesting people, and the white background will really help set off the shot as well. So I'm going to take a few shots here now, and then I'm going to head over to Bond Street. Just basically been walking down Bond Street now, and I really like it around here, but one thing I really like is this Louis Vuitton hoarding on the shop they're doing, that was refurbishing. And a bit like the white background that I shot earlier on Oxford Street, exactly the same concept, same principles, finding a distinctive background and then waiting for the right people to walk through, and hopefully you get some really good shots. I really like this concept at the moment. So what we've got is the hoarding, which I told you about previously. We've got the pavement, we've got the road, and I'm just going to stay in this angle here, and if I get the horizontals absolutely perfect, there's quite a nice shot to be had there. Maybe be more like that scene. Then all I'm doing now is waiting for the right people to walk into the shot, and hopefully I get a really interesting concept. What I'm also doing is crouching down a bit, so having an upwards looking perspective that adds a little bit more drama and dynamics to the photo, and in some ways it kind of emulates a bit more of a fashion style feel and look to it. Well, actually that works quite well here because it's kind of a catwalk, lots of very glamorous, stylish people walking up and down. So if I can capture someone looking stylish in a fashion style, then I'd be really happy with that. So that's the kind of concept anyway, and let's see how we get on. That's me done for today. Started off in Oxford Street, ended up in Bond Street. It's a really nice walk all the way through. You can see the really good parts of London, and it's really good fun actually just doing a bit of street photography, and it's a real skill, it's a real art form, and a bit of courage as well goes a long way. So just to recap, fast shutter speeds, high ISOs, high apertures, and then I just focus on composition, concept and ideas, which is exactly where you want to be in photography. Don't worry too much about the technical know-how, and just focus on getting closer into the scene. You're going to capture someone, make sure they fill the frame. Well, the hard thing about that is you have to be quite brave, and it can be quite scary. And yeah, just have fun, enjoy photography, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. So take care.